Emily and Jason had only been married for 5 years. Jason had chosen her despite their age gap. She was 10 years younger and had just turned 20 on the day they tied the knot. 3 years into their marriage, after plenty of gentle encouragement from Jason, Emily finally agreed that it was time to start a family. To their surprise and delight, they welcomed twins, a boy and a girl. Jason was ecstatic. He couldn't stop expressing how grateful he was, calling the twins the greatest blessing he could ever receive. He showered Emily with praise and love, thanking her repeatedly for giving him something so precious. But for Emily, beneath the surface joy, there was a storm brewing. Her body had changed after pregnancy, and not in ways she felt proud of. She didn't feel at home in her own skin anymore. That discomfort quietly wore on her. Babe, after everything your body's been through, it just needs time. You'll feel like yourself again, Jason would assure her gently, holding her close in his arms. He tried everything to support her. He signed her up for massage therapy, bought her a gym membership, arranged appointments with a nutritionist, whatever she needed. He made sure it happened. Emily clung to his support like a rope in stormy waters, determined not to give up on herself. By the time the twins turned 3, Emily was craving something different. The endless cycle of diaper changes, school runs, and playdates had drained her. After discussing it with Jason, she decided to return to her old job. She also kept up with her gym routine, working hard to feel strong again. One afternoon, she arrived at the gym to find the receptionist looking apologetic. Her usual trainer, Sarah, had called out sick. A replacement would be filling in. Emily felt a flicker of disappointment until she met him. The substitute was a well-built man, clearly someone who spent as much time perfecting his own physique as he did coaching others. "Hey, I'm Tyler." He introduced himself, glancing through her fitness notes before they got started. The session went smoothly, but Emily couldn't ignore the odd jolt of energy she felt with him. Every time he stepped close to correct her form, she felt a strange flutter, like she was flirting with danger. By the time she got home that day, she was so stirred up that she surprised Jason with a night of passion he hadn't expected. Her next session was with Tyler again. This time, Emily noticed little things. How he seemed to keep brushing up against her, the way his hand would rest lightly on her waist, how he guided her hips with slow precision. His eyes lingered on her for just a beat longer than necessary. Jason even joked about her transformation. "These workouts are doing wonders. Not just for your figure, but your mood, too," he chuckled, completely unaware of the real reason behind her spark. "Is Sarah back yet?" he asked one evening. "Not yet," Emily answered casually. Tyler still filling in. "I heard she broke her leg," Jason said, sounding concerned. "Might be out for a while. Just be careful. That guy's got a reputation. Likes to get a little too close to his clients." Emily thanked him for being protective and promised she'd keep her distance. At the following session, Emily braced herself, half expecting Tyler to push the boundary. But he was all business, focused and professional. Relieved, she let her guard drop until he invited her to his office to update her measurements. Inside, while checking her stats, his touch seemed subtle, accidental, but charged. A soft brush against her chest, his fingers grazing her hip, his breath warm near her ear as he gently tucked a strand of hair behind it. Before she could think it through, she leaned forward and kissed him. Tyler didn't resist. From that moment on, she never skipped a session. Jason even praised her new commitment, unaware of the truth. The affair slipped quietly into her routine. After their workouts, Tyler would lock the office door, and they'd give in to the heat between them. Emily knew that if Jason ever discovered the truth, he'd make her leave the gym in an instant, but she didn't want to stop. The thrill had become addictive. One sunny afternoon, with the twins spending time with their grandmothers, Jason decided, on a whim, to swing by the gym after work. He had no idea Emily was there. As he stepped out of the locker room, his eyes scanned the gym floor and froze. There in a corner of the room, he saw her, Emily, with Tyler, and Tyler's hands were roaming her body. He stood frozen in place. Just a few days earlier, Emily had told him Sarah was back on the schedule. So why was she still working with Tyler? Jason quietly moved closer, careful not to draw attention, and watched them from a distance as they finished their session. Instead of heading toward the exit, Emily followed Tyler into the trainer's private area. Jason's chest tightened. He crept toward the locker room and leaned in, pressing his ear against the door. What he heard shattered him. Those weren't workout instructions. The soft gasps, the muffled moans, it was unmistakable. His wife was with another man. Jason staggered back, heart pounding, stomach churning. Still, he waited, standing just outside like a shadow. Eventually, the lock clicked and the door opened. Emily stepped out first, her hair a mess, cheeks flushed with color. Tyler emerged right behind her, looking too casual for what had just happened. The moment Emily saw Jason, she stopped dead in her tracks. "Jason, what are you doing here?" she asked, her voice shaking. He looked at her, his voice low and calm, but laced with pain. "Just wanted to check in, see how my wife's training was going. Though, something doesn't quite add up." Tyler avoided eye contact, quickly ducking his head and retreating, not daring confront the fallout. Jason didn't let him off the hook. "Did you enjoy it, Tyler?" he called out, loud enough for the whole gym to hear. "Was it worth it?" Heads turned. Conversations halted. Emily's face turned crimson. She pleaded with Jason not to cause a scene, but he was done. He spit on the ground in disgust and stormed out of the building. Emily ran after him, tears blurring her vision. "Please, Jason, talk to me," she cried. He didn't stop walking. "At home," he snapped, disappearing down the sidewalk. That evening, Jason was already packed and waiting when she returned. Her bag sat by the front door. His face, normally full of warmth, was hard and unreadable. She tried to explain, to apologize, but he didn't give her the chance. "I don't want your excuses," he said coldly. "What you did, there's no coming back from that. I'll do what I have to for the kids. But as for us, we're done. I'll be filing for divorce." Emily dropped to her knees, begging for forgiveness. But Jason didn't budge. He gave her a few hours to collect her things and leave. Years passed. Jason eventually found peace. He met someone kind, genuine, and slowly built a new, healthier life. Tyler? He disappeared shortly after the affair became public. Quit the gym, vanished from their world entirely. As for Emily, life didn't get easier. She entered a new relationship, hopeful for a second chance, only to find herself trapped with a man whose controlling, volatile behavior turned toxic fast. Eventually, she fled with her children, escaping to a friend's house in another city. She had nothing, no partner, no job, no plan, just her kids and the weight of her choices. In chasing a fleeting thrill, Emily had lost everything. Only when she sat alone in that unfamiliar living room, her children sleeping beside her, did she fully understand the cost of one reckless decision.